Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm about to get ready to do a quick workout, man. But before that, I wanted to just do this quick video. It was a good weekend of boxing for me. Um, some damn good fights. Chocolate Tito, his fight, and then the Golovkin versus Jacobs fight. Also, a few little heavyweight fights that are under the radar. I know a lot of you probably didn't even care about those fights, but Tepper versus Marius Wach, and then you had Alexander Dimitrenko upsetting Adrian Granat. The Well, he was the previously undefeated prospect Adrian Granat, knocked out in the first round by Dimitrenko. So some good fights, and then even started off on Friday. We had Mansoor versus Travis Kaufman, another good entertaining fight. So I was entertained the whole weekend, man. But it's funny with this Golovkin and Jacobs fight. Now it was a close, competitive fight, and this won't be the last one. This won't be the last fight that everybody's gonna have, you know, split opinions about and all that type of stuff, man. So it won't. It's definitely not the first, and it won't be the last. Get ready for more of these fights. You know what I mean? But this is why I like knockouts. You know what I mean? So there's no debates. There's no like. This is why I like clean. Somebody getting clean, stretched the hell out, so we don't have to go through this shit. But as you guys know, my post-fight video, I had Jacobs up 114, 113. Thought it was very close, competitive. Um, I think I gave, yeah, when I watched it live, I gave it to Jacobs first, 114, 113. I gave Golovkin rounds 3, 4, 5, 9, and 12. Then when I rewatched it again, I had it a draw. I gave both fighters round one. I thought it was pretty even. But then even when I watched the fight again, there's a few rounds where it's like, man, I don't know, man. It's damn near like 3 rounds I want to call even. You know what I mean? A lot of people saying, look at Jacob's face, and yeah, he had a bruise over his I believe it was his left eye. But if you look at the post-fight press conference, I mean, Golovkin had a few marks on him too, man. It's not like he just walked out the ring with nothing happened to him, man. I mean, some of you guys are taking this shit just overboard, man. Like I get it, I understand you're fans of Golovkin, and I'm a fan too, and I'm a fan of Jacobs and Golovkin. I'm just not extreme on either side. So people are telling me, I've been looking around different videos and comment sections, going back and forth. People have been sending me messages on YouTube. There are people who opinions who I respect who think that Golovkin won by a few points. You know what I mean? So I'm not sitting here saying if you thought Golovkin won, you don't know shit about boxing, and just taking this shit just overboard, man. With the you don't know shit about boxing and getting personal and just shit that has nothing to do with boxing. It's just, man, like, how do y'all get so personally, like you get so attached to these fighters like this, especially some of you that call yourself grown ass men. Like, I can see if we're back in our teenage days and we're 12, 13 and we're attached to these dudes, but because we're just young boys, you know what I mean? But come on, man, y'all grown men with children in the household, and y'all up here getting ready to go to war about what somebody else thought about this decision. You know what I mean? But that's just me. That's just my personality. Shit's just not this important, y'all. Like, I love me some boxing, man, but it's not this important uh, to get on some personal type shit about it. But it's funny with this, and then I'm getting a lot of messages, and these messages, they don't see my message board on my page. So some of these messages, I just delete them before they even uh, can be on my page, because it has to get reviewed first. I have certain words and certain things that I know that it trigger unnecessary arguments and people going back and forth in comment section. So a lot of shit just had nothing to do with boxing. A whole bunch of racial shit, sexuality. I mean, just shit has nothing to do with the sport that was on my post fight. I didn't allow to be seen publicly. But and it's not that I'm trying to mute people's thoughts about the fight, but when you're not even saying anything about the fight and you're just making about something totally different, you're just trying to cause ruckus on my page. I'm not gonna let it happen. Now, if you think Golovkin won, that's fine. Let me know how you think he won, or detail it, or whatever, and that's cool. I'm not here to change your opinion. Like, people tell me, watch it again. Watch it again. You need to watch the fight again. Watch it one more time. It's like, man, how many motherfucking times I gotta watch the fight? Like, I thought Jacobs edged it by one, but I wouldn't be upset if somebody thought Golovkin won it by one, because I genuinely think it was that type of close fight where I thought it could have went to either guy. If you're a guy that thinks Golovkin won every round or whatever, then hey, that's fine too. But you're not going to see me trying to tell you, watch it again, watch it one more time. Like, you watched it and that's the conclusion you came to. You know what I mean? I don't agree with it, but that's about it. I don't agree with it. Um, I'm seeing a lot of members of the media, bring up, like, who was that? Man, I forget the dude's name. The media, one of the media cats that brung up, like, yeah, Now you guys know how we felt when it wasn't verbatim he said this, but something along the lines of, yeah, the Ward fans or the GGG haters know how the Kovalev fans felt or something like that. And it's like, what the fuck does that fight got to do with this fight? And I thought Jacobs won this fight, but guess what? I also thought Kovalev won the Ward fight. And I did a post fight where I broke it down like a 20-minute video. So I don't get what that. I mean, I get it. I'm not a dummy. I get what they're doing, but it's just so like, man, you guys are supposed to be like, quote the media. Because all those guys like to get on those YouTube dudes about not knowing boxing, and even though some of us been watching boxing for 25 years plus, faithfully every damn Saturday, Friday, or whatever day of the week they had it on, Monday, Wednesday, if you lived here in the States, you know what I mean? Tuesday night fights, Monday night fights, Friday night fights. Even when ESPN was going Mondays and Wednesdays back in the day, CBS, ABC, TNT used to have fights. You know what I mean? Showtime, HBO, like USA Network. So come on, man. Nobody trying to hear that shit. And now you got Bounce and Spike and all these other TV networks with this fight. I've been watching this shit for 30 years, man. So I don't need somebody that's in the media that's my age tell me what I saw. Like, motherfucker, you can't tell me what I saw. I don't give a fuck who you work for. I know what I saw. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Like this is the fight game, y'all. Like, what's some other examples, man? Bradley Pacquiao, right? The first fight. I thought that shit was hands down Pacquiao. Hands down, I thought Pacquiao won that fight. The judges gave it to Bradley. Speaking of Pacquiao, I think it was the third Pacquiao Marquez fight. I thought Marquez won that fight. I mean, I can go to so many different decisions where a lot of them I didn't agree with. Sometimes I thought the guy that lost won the fight. Sometimes I thought the dude that won the fight won the fight. You know what I mean? So shit's just crazy, man. But yeah, man, you guys keep telling me, watch the fight again. I mean, you watch the fight again. Like, oh, I get it. You want me to keep watching the fight until me and you share the same opinion. It's like, man, that's not how this works, y'all. Like, I genuinely thought he won the fight and I broke it down. People are saying he didn't hurt him and he got hurt this many times, and it just doesn't go by how many times you hurt a fighter during the course of a fight. Fights are fought in spurts. They're fought in, little 2-minute, 3-minute, 3-minute gaps, because it's rounds, but it's just fought in different spurts and different things go on during the course of the fight. To me, if the round starts and you buzz a guy, let's say the first 5 seconds, but then the next 2 minutes and 55 seconds, he's pretty much jabbing you, turning you, moving around. I'm going to score the guy. I'm going to score to that guy. You know what I mean? Now, if there's nothing going on in the round and then the one guy buzzes the other guy, then okay, the guy that buzzed him needs to get this round because they wasn't both doing them, but he did buzz the guy. Or if they're both, going around jabbing each other, jabbing, and then one guy, throws a nice flurry and lands a few punches. There's just different things that go on in rounds, man. That's why I like doing my post fight when I break it down round by round, where I actually pause and then do my breakdown after that. First round, they go to the second round, so on and so forth. I didn't do it for this fight. Me and my wife was up watching it. She actually thought Golovkin won 114, 113. And me and her, we've been watching fights, man, since about 2000, 2001. We pretty much watched all the fights together. You know what I mean? So she's she's a boxing fan by default. And I actually respect her opinion more than some of the dudes that I interact with on YouTube and comment sections. And because sometimes I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know if some of you guys, I don't know if you're really trolls. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't recognize the commenters, and you know what I mean? They're just here to troll, man. So yeah, I think it's just one of them close competitive fights. If you don't think this was competitive and you think Golovkin by far won this fight, hey, fair enough. I'm not going to change your mind. I know what I think. I'm going to move on. I think, we should see some type of unification. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch with Golovkin and Jacobs somewhere down the road, but I want to see Saunders versus Golovkin now so we can get an undisputed. And if Jacob's still around at 160, I think, he should, especially if he goes on and wins another fight in between all this and he's staying active and healthy and looking sharp. And, I like to see a rematch with him and Golovkin. But I knew this wasn't going to be some 30, 40-second demolition like a lot of people. People in their infatuation with power these days it makes me scratch my head. And I used to be the same way. Now, mind you, two of my favorite fighters of all time, and I've said this 1,000 times on my channel. Actually, I'm going to start extending that to my top 7. But my top 5, Holyfield, Ali, Holmes, Foreman, and Tyson. Now, Foreman and Tyson, huge knockout artists, right? So And the other two guys, in case you're wondering, my top seven is Lennox Lewis and Vitaly Klitschko. I'm a heavyweight guy, man. So, but anyways, yeah, man. Like I've seen some of my all time favorites not be able to get knockouts. So if Big George or Mike Tyson ain't knocking everybody out, then I'm sure there's gonna be some other dudes that can't get everybody out of there. You know what I mean? During the span of their career. Now, yeah, there's probably some dude I've never heard of that's 25-0 with that. You know, they're retired, knocking everybody out. But you guys know what I'm saying. At the high top elite level of the sport in your division, it's gonna be hard to knock everybody out. And people saying that Golovkin carried this fight. He carried it for him. Um, I don't know. I think that's kind of make believe. Like you really think Golovkin, it'd be kind of tough, man, for him to take this situation with Jacobs when it's a tough competitive fight against somebody with a power punch like that that's fighting you pretty damn even, and for you to carry it 12 rounds and you're even so good at this carrying thing, you actually squeaked it out by 1 point on one scorecard. Like that's come on, you guys. He didn't carry shit, man. Golovkin's not an idiot. It's like some of you guys, like the extreme guys, man. It's like when a guy like me wants to give Golovkin his props, you guys think I'm dissing him. Like, for instance, he's not stupid. He's not going to try to carry Jacobs. Golovkin has fought over 400 amateur fights. He's undefeated as a pro. You can't get this far by being an idiot. You know what I mean? He didn't carry. He knew it was a competitive fight. Some of Jacobs' punches looked like they did nothing to Golovkin. He was coming forward, but that's pretty much his makeup. His defense is his offense. He's not the type of guy, and I've said this before. He showed some good defense in his fight. Him and Jacobs both. They were moving out the way and ducking and bending and rolling and catching and slipping a lot of the other guys' combinations. I've seen that. But Golovkin's not the type of dude that's using his legs and his feet all the time and he's giving you the left shoulder. He just doesn't fight like that. He wants to block, parry, slip. He blocks a lot of his punches with his gloves. He doesn't move a lot with his legs. You know what I'm saying? So he likes to slip. You know what I mean? And like I said, his defense is his offense. Or, yeah, you know what I mean? The way he defends is by hitting you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. Now, I do think there were fights like the Gill fight and the Brook fight. Yeah, there's been a few fights where Golovkin has went in there and waved the guy on and hit me more and give me more and I'm going to take it on the chin. And yeah, because he didn't respect him. He respected Lemieux's power. He respected Jacobs' power. Although he was coming forward on Jacobs, and there's subtle ways that a guy can mask that he's hurt. If you guys think that Golovkin never gets hurt in pro boxing, and hurt, I don't mean visibly knocked down, he's knocked out. No, I mean just hurt, like, ooh, that body shot hurts a little bit. These guys, not just Golovkin, a lot of these elite, especially the elite guys, they know how to mask when they're hurt. So you won't see it on TV. The crowd doesn't see it. His opponent might not even see it. The ref won't even see it. These guys know how to mask when they get hit with a good shot in the ribs. Sometimes they can't help it. They'll go, you'll see a guy move his elbow down to his ribs wherever he got hit at. Sometimes a guy goes down from it. But there's a lot of guys, man, where they can mask when they're hurt. They can mask when they get caught with a good shot in the chin. Their legs might not go, but they're thinking to themselves like, damn, that shit hurt. You know what I mean? They may do it by saying, give me more, waving you on. They know how to mask some of these things. So Golovkin, along with having a tough chin, he's a pro, man. This dude know how to mask when he's hurt, or he know how to mask when he's fatigued. Some guys can do it, some guys can't do it. It just depends on what type of fight's going on. But I thought Jacobs fought a good fight. I thought Golovkin fought I thought both these gentlemen fought good fights, man. I just don't get how people were picking Golovkin to, roll him over in 20 seconds, and the first time he punches him flush, he's going to sleep. And then he goes in there and it goes 12 rounds, and then you're saying, oh, well, it's because he carried him. It's like, man, give both of these dudes more credit than that. Give Golovkin more credit because he's not a stupid fighter. He's not going to go in there letting this dude hit him to carry him. I mean, come on, man. Just like Jacobs, he went in there and proved even me wrong. Even though I thought it was going to be a good, competitive, closely fought fight, I thought there would be a knockout because both these guys have big knockout percentages, and this is what they do. It wasn't because I thought Jacobs was a scrub or he wasn't shit or he's a bum or, all the stuff that people like to say about today's fighters, man. So, good fight. I thought it could have went either way. And it's one of them fights. There's so many rounds, man, where I was like, man, I think it was don't quote me, I think it's round 7 that I thought was like, damn, that was debatable. You know what I mean? Round 1. And there was another round where I was just like, and some of these rounds, one round I gave to Golovkin, another round I gave to Jacobs. So it's not just all Jacobs rounds. or all Golovkin. There's a few. There's like 4 rounds. Man, I can't think top of my head, but there's like 4 rounds where I'm like, man, I don't know. You know, so good fight. I'm not watching it again. I'll probably watch it again for the joy of it, but I'm not watching. I'm not going to come to a different conclusion. I watched it about 3 times now. Well, I watched it 3 times. Once the night of the fight, and then twice yesterday. I haven't watched it today yet, so I watched it 3 times, man. And Jacob 1 point or a draw, but if you have it Golovkin, I'm fine with that too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine with that too, because I thought it was just okay, remember, me. I don't know about anybody. I'm not speaking for nobody else but myself. I thought it was competitive. Some people don't think that Jacob did enough to take the title away from the champ. You know, so see, man, it's funny. It's like, I like fights like these because of the result, because it got everybody talking. Everybody there's people that gave Jacobs this fight, like me, but there were rounds that we disagreed on. That's crazy. Like, we both gave Jacobs the fight, but there's rounds that we disagreed on which rounds he won. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so much, like, even when you agree with who won, there's still disagreement about which rounds he won. You know what I mean? So that's the beauty in it. But the ugly side of it is if we just have to argue and keep arguing and keep arguing, right? Like the Ray Leonard Hagler fight. There's so many of these fights, y'all. You know what I mean? Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, the first fight, right? I know some people that really, really, really thought after that fight, my mom was one of them, that really, really thought after the fight that shit was a draw. And I'm sitting there like, man, how did they not give Lennox Lewis that fight? My mom and my uncle and my dad thought there was a draw, but still though, I remember that fight party. It's like, how the hell y'all? All right, I guess y'all older than me, but man, that shit look like, you know what I mean? I think I was 16, 17 at the time of that fight, 17 or 16. So I was like, okay, I guess. I forgot when that fight took place, the first fight. I forget. I was like 16, 17, or 18. I forget which year that took place. But yeah, man, so there's a lot of fights like this, man. That's why I like knockouts. That's why I like for motherfucker to get stretched out. So we ain't got to talk and argue. Now, even when dudes get knocked out, let's say they get knocked out in the 6th and he gets outboxed the first 5 rounds, people still bring that up, but I'm just talking about a winner of a fight. I don't give a damn what happens up until the knockout, but if somebody can get there, separated from their conscience for, you know what I mean, 10, 11 seconds, I'm cool with that. I don't want nobody to get hurt and go home, not be able to go home to their family, but just on some boxing shit though. I just, I like knockout. This is why I like knockouts. So there's no disputes. You know what I mean? Great weekend of fights, man. I'm out.